William Wilberforce, a prominent British politician and social reformer in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, is best known for his tireless efforts to abolish the transatlantic slave trade. His faith in God became the reason he fought so hard against this injustice. However, he did not start out as a man of moral and spiritual conviction. Wilberforce was born in 1759 into an affluent family. He lived a life of hedonism and self-indulgence. As a young and ambitious member of the British Parliament, he lived a life characterized by excess and a lack of moral direction. However, he underwent a spiritual conversion in 1785, when he was 26 years old. While staying in London, Wilberforce attended a church service at St. Paul's Cathedral. During this service, he had a life-altering experience. He later described it as a feeling of his heart being strangely warmed, a term many have used to describe the experience of God's forgiveness and grace. Wilberforce's conversion had a transformative impact on his life. He began to see his purpose and calling in a different light, viewing his social and political influence as a means to serve God. Wilberforce was also influenced by his friends, particularly his close friend John Newton, a former slave ship captain turned Anglican clergyman, and author of the famous hymn, Amazing Grace. Newton had experienced his own profound conversion and became a strong advocate for the abolition of the slave trade. He shared his faith and values with Wilberforce, which played a significant role in the latter's spiritual journey. After his conversion, Wilberforce's commitment to ending the transatlantic slave trade became even more resolute. His determination and dedication to this cause were remarkable, as he spent over 20 years advocating for the abolition of the slave trade in the British Parliament. He once addressed his fellow members of Parliament, "You may choose to look the other way, but you can never say again that you did not know." He said this to challenge his colleagues and their awareness of the horrors of the slave trade, reminding them that once they were informed of the atrocities, they could no longer claim ignorance or passively support the trade. His words were a call to action, urging those in positions of power and influence to confront the moral and ethical implications of their choices. Throughout his long and arduous struggle, Wilberforce believed in the power of prayer. He regularly sought solace in prayer, turning to God for guidance, strength, and wisdom. He also believed in the collective power of prayer, urging fellow Christians to join him in intercession for the enslaved people and the success of his mission. One of the most famous episodes in Wilberforce's life was the night of February 23, 1807, when the British Parliament voted on the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. After years of tireless advocacy and fervent prayer, this was a momentous occasion. As the vote neared, Wilberforce, physically exhausted and emotionally drained, awaited the outcome. The result was a resounding victory, with the slave trade officially abolished. Overjoyed at the outcome, Wilberforce praised God for his goodness and faithfulness. Wilberforce was a man used by God to do God's work. His love for God and his truth enabled him to stand for truth even against strong and constant opposition. Throughout history, men are documented for their works and achievements, but God controls the affairs of men, and he directs their paths according to his sovereignty. To him be the praise, glory, and honor, forever and ever. Amen.